Hello, teacher.
Hi, Bruce. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. How's your week going?
The 1st of October is our National Day. We
Uh-huh.
will have 7 days.
Holiday?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Are you going to do anything?
play outside.
You're going to play outside. You're not going anywhere?
Maybe ride bicycle.
Okay. Are you going to see Daniel?
Mm, Maybe not.
Oh, okay. Maybe not. So no,
Probably.
probably no. Okay. Okay. All right. So you're just gonna stay home. You're not going to travel.
We can't travel out of our city.
Okay. So you guys are still on kind of on lockdown with that. Okay. Are there a lot more cases? Is that going up again or?
Mm, Anyway, we
Or you don't
can't.
know? Okay, you can't travel. Okay. What else is going on? How's school?
Mm, we will have 7 days holiday.
Yeah, I know about that, but I'm saying how is school going? Because right now you're still in school. How is school going? How are your classes? Come on, Bruce, I want you to speak.
Mm, we have our skip ropes game uh, is finished,
Okay.
and I'm the fourth.
Oh, you came in fourth place?
Uh, I'm the fourth in our grade.
Okay, so and that's what I said. You came in fourth place. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Anything else coming up? Or I know you're a holiday, but for school, like any tests, what's anything you're working on?
The in the 8th of October, we will have a English test.
Oh, okay. All right. And are you studying for that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look at your homework then.
Okay. Action. I promised to give my friends a book. In fact, I forgot. He's sad.
Okay.
My teacher promised to give us a lot of homework. She don't. We are happy.
Okay. And you would say she doesn't. Okay.
Okay.
And then read the next one and tell me if you can find a mistake. Go ahead.
Maura worried about Tina would mad to her.
Would mad to her, not would mad. Maura worried about Tina being mad at her. Being mad at her. And then how about the second line? Past tense.
Tina tell Maura the truth.
Give me past tense for tell.
Tell.
Told. Told.
How to
How do you think you spell told? I sounded out. Told. What do you hear?
TOLDED.
Not tolded, just told.
Okay.
How do you spell it?
TOLD.
Perfect. Good job. That's how you do it. Okay. Any questions on that?
No, thank you, teacher.
All right. Good job. Okay, let's go ahead and I think we're starting here today. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So we're talking about speaking out to stop bullying, and you know what bullying is, yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay. Go ahead and start reading.
Raising the issue. One of the
Oh wait, no. Read. Always read the sidebar. Read stuff that's
victims of bullying often feel powerless or unable to do anything about their problem.
Okay. Now you can start reading.
Raising the issue. One of the toughest issues facing students today is bullying. Bullying occurs when a person uses aggressive behavior to hurt others on purpose. Acts of bullying often happen over and over. The victim usually feels powerless. A bully's power may stem from being older, bigger, or stronger. Bullies may also seem to have more friends or resources than the person they target. Bullying comes in many forms. Calling someone names or teasing them can be a form of bullying. Other forms include spreading stories that aren't true about a person. Some bullies hurt people by ignoring them or
ignoring
leaving them out. They may also hurt their victims by shoving, hitting, or kicking. Bullying can take place anywhere, even in cyberspace. Victims may be targeted online, in emails, or over
cell phones.
Cell phones.
Yeah, that's it. We don't really use that term much anymore, but that's basically your mobile phone, right? Or smartphone. They used to call them cell phones. Yeah. Oh, hey, question for you. What does victim mean?
Victim means such as a children was bullying to another children, and the children who be bullying is the victim.
The one that's being bullied? How would you say that? I'm trying to, I think I know you, I think you know it. I'm just having you say it correctly because it can be very confusing the way you're saying it right now. See if you can kind of phrase that again. Try to use the correct past tense form. I think you're correct what you're saying. Just see if you can change those words up a little bit. And if you can't, no problem, I'll help you. So a victim is?
Victim is a person who is
give me the past tense for bully or bullying. How would you say that in the past tense form?
bullied.
Bullied, right? Okay, so it's the person that is being bullied, right? The one that's being picked on, right?
Yes.
Okay, good job. All right, let's take a look at read the sidebar first.
Students should report any signs of bullying to an adult they trust.
Okay.
How can students stop bullying from becoming a problem? The most important thing students can do is to tell a trusted adult when they are bullied. The same strategy applies if they see someone else being bullied. Power can also be taken away from bullies by ignoring them, agreeing with them, or using humor. Participating in anti-bullying programs may help resolve bullying issues.
Okay. Hey, question for you. Bruce, what does this word mean? Anti
means opposite.
Okay, so what does anti-bullying mean?
Means a group of people that stopped bullying.
Okay, that are opposed to it, that are against it. Good job. Okay. The next one, communities take a stand.
Communities take a stand. Now, Hampshire passed a law to stop bullies. The law states that all school staff must be trained to know what bullying looks like. People learn to spot the sign of bullying. The law tells people who see bullying to report it. The state hopes that the law will create bully-free schools. In Midland, Texas, the police take their message to the schools. Police officers make sure to tell students that bullying can be crime.
A crime.
That bullying can be a crime. They want bullies to know that they are accountable for what they do. This means that bullies will be punished if they are caught. The officers tell students who have been bullied or who have seen bullying to report it right away. They make it clear that people have choices. They tell students that anyone can choose to stop being a bully.
Okay, good job. And here's a couple more sidebars.
Left. Julia Carlton talks to students about how to stay safe from online bullying. Television actress Lauren Porter speaks out about bullying of special needs students.
Okay. Hey, let me ask you a question. You might have heard that term before, and I just want to see if you understand the difference. What is a special needs student? How would you describe that, a special needs student?
Means some children are special to the other students.
Not necessarily. I'm just wondering if you ever heard of that term before. Let me ask you, have you ever heard of that term? It's called special needs students. I don't know if you have them in your school or not. Most of the time they have special schools for them, and they don't have them with the regular children that go to school every day. Usually they have some form of a learning problem or some kind of disability, and they may even look different. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
No? No. Okay. We call them special needs, and it's like kind of like this girl here in the picture, which she kind of looks like. There's a condition out there that's called Down syndrome, and the child may look a little bit different. I think they may have like maybe one or so chromosome less than the normal healthy person, but they might just look a little different. And they have many times they have a lot of learning disabilities because they just have that that defect. And I'm just not sure if those kinds of kids go to your school. Do you, I mean, when I was going to school, we had some like that went to our school, but I think, I'm not certain, but nowadays they may actually go to different schools. Do you have any idea what I'm trying to say or get at?
Yes,
You kind of know what I'm talking about?
yes, I do.
Yeah. Now, so if you do those kind of kids go to your school, or do they go to another school?
They are very seldom.
Seldom you see them. Yeah, that's what I thought, because I think in the US it's the same way. I think they just have special schools for that. And the reason I say that too is because I used to work with some autistic children, and they never went to the same public schools as regular kids. They had like their own special classes or schools where they went. So, okay, all right. Young people speak out. Go ahead and read that one.
Young people speak out. Julia Carlton from
Phoenix, Arizona.
Phoenix, Arizona has a message for students. When she was 13, she started a group called the Bowling and Snow. Julia wants all schools to be safe and fun. She travels all over the states talking to young people. She tells them how hurtful words can lower a person's self-esteem. Julia asks students to share their story online. She wants people to stand up for others. Actress Lauren Porter has a message for lawmakers. She has been speaking out about the bullying of special needs students. Lauren was born with Down syndrome because she did not look like her classmates. She was teased and called names as a child. She wants laws that will keep people safe from bullies.
Okay. And that's one of the ones I was telling you about with Down syndrome. And they just look a little bit different. But I tell you, I've met quite a few in my lifetime, and they're the sweetest children. They really are. Okay, learning to speak up.
Learning to speak up. It is important for people everywhere to recognize and stand up to all forms of bullying. Everyone has a right to feel safe and to be treated with respect. Likewise, each person has a responsibility to treat others with respect. Report anything that may get in the way of maintaining a safe environment.
Okay, and go ahead and make connections.
How are people standing up to bullying?
Okay, and how would you answer that?
Police officers will tell students that bullying can be a crime, and they will.
What about in schools? What's happening there?
They
Go ahead.
they have laws to the bullying.
They have laws for bullying
Yes.
to protect children from bullying, right? Or people. And then how about number 2?
And police officer will tell the staff in the school how to let me see. How to know what is bully?
Oh, what bullying is, like what are the signs of bullying?
Yes.
Yeah. From what you read earlier on, try to give me maybe two. What are 2 ways that people bully other people? And you can just think of it, in your own mind. What would you classify somebody who is a bully? What are their actions? What do they do?
Calling someone names or
Okay.
teasing them,
Okay.
and spreading stories that aren't true about a person.
Okay. Those are all good, valid points, and those are signs of kids that are just bullies. And I may have asked you this question before. You don't really have that at your school, right? You don't have a lot of bullies at your school.
No.
Kids that pick on other kids. Okay. And it just wouldn't be tolerated, correct? I mean, if kids were doing that, they would tell a teacher or someone, and those kids would be punished in some way, correct?
Yes, they will.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I think I think you guys, I said, when I say you guys, I'm talking about your country. I think in general, I think China has a better handle on it than the US. And a lot of that, the reason I say that is in the US, I just think there's a lot more freedoms. Yeah. And there's a lot of rights for children as well. And earlier in the article, they were also talking about cyberbullying. Do you know what cyberbullying is? Cyber.
No.
Okay, that term is talking about people doing those kinds of behaviors, like on the internet, through their cell phones or on the computer. Going to those different social media apps and stuff like that. I know you don't have the same ones that we do in the US, but the ones like on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. And that can be quite a powerful tool for some of these bullies to post a lot of things on about certain people or something like that. So that's really bad too. So I get, that's why I'm saying I think the US is worse in doing that. Okay, any questions on that? Any questions on that section?
No, thank you, teacher.
No? Okay, let's go to the next part where we talk about earthquakes. Oh no. All right. Tell me what you see there in that picture.
I see a lot of people will use a phone take photo.
Okay, why? What are they taking a photo of?
Because there is an earthquake and makes the a large hole on the ground.
Okay, like made a large, maybe a split, right? A crack. And there was an earthquake. right? I know you said is, but I'm going to try to work with you a little bit on your past tense when you describe something. When you said there is an earthquake, that means it's happening right now, okay? But we already see the road and it's split and it's opened up. And so that already happened, right? So we would say there was an earthquake. Yeah. Does that make sense? Okay. I know you know it, and I know you're describing it well. I'm not picking on you or anything on that, but I'm just trying to get you to use the correct words and grammar when you're talking about something. And it's difficult, I know that. When you're talking about something that's present tense happening right now, or something that already happened. That's why we work on this so much, because it's you have to say it over and over again in order to really, understand it and say it like from memory. Okay, so let's take a look at the essential question. Go ahead and read that.
How do people respond to natural disasters? Read how science can help people prepare for earthquakes.
Okay, let's take a look at the first section there where it says a shifting planet.
A shifting planet. We like to believe that the ground under our feet is solid and secure. People who have felt the ground shake know differently. They have lived through an earthquake. Earth's crust resembles a jigsaw puzzle more than a solid sphere.
No, sphere. Sphere. That the ph is it's like an F sound. Sphere.
Like a puzzle. The crust is divided into different pieces that fit together. These pieces are called plates. Earth's plates float on top of a layer just below the crust called the upper mantle. The upper mantle is solid rock, but it behaves like a thick gill. Heat from deep inside the earth moves through the rock and causes it to slowly swirl and flow.
Okay. A couple words there, or what is a sphere?
Sphere is a place.
A place. You're talking about this word here. It's a solid sphere. What's solid?
Solid is something you can touch them. Like a book is a solid.
Okay, a book is a solid. Okay, and what's the opposite of solid?
Like water.
Okay, I'm thinking more of it. The opposite of solid is water. Is that? I think you're talking about like fluid, right?
Yes.
Okay, but also solid is something hard, right? And the opposite of something like that's full. Let me try to think if. Hold on, I have a rock. I have to look for props around. Okay, I got a rock here. Okay, just a rock. You're probably thinking, why do I have a rock? Well, I was going to paint it, and it was a flat rock. If I showed you this rock, is that a solid or is it hollow?
Solid.
It's solid, right? It's totally, there's stuff all the way through, right? It's heavy, it's solid. What is hollow?
Hollow is Air.
Not necessarily air, but something that has an opening, like say this cup, right?
Yes.
It's not solid because it has an opening here and it's empty, right? Well, mine isn't. I can't turn it because it has water in it. You can see it, but it's hollow inside, right? So it's got kind of like that, has an opening. So when they talk about a solid sphere, what shape? I know you didn't take, you probably haven't had geometry yet, but you will at some point. What shape do you think a sphere is? Think about our Earth, the planet Earth. What does that kind of look like to you?
It's like
you can draw it if you want. You can draw it on the screen.
like this.
Yeah, it's like a round. It's really where all points of a three-dimensional space line together. So it's almost like a circular, like that, a sphere. Okay, so when we say a solid sphere, it's taken like a solid round. Okay, so that's what our Earth, the crust of it looks like. Okay, all right. And we can see. You take a look at this, and when they had that earthquake and that crust, that mantle of the Earth split open, it looks like it's pretty deep. I don't know how deep, but it looks pretty deep. Yeah. And this is and this is what these are large cracks of a road after an earthquake struck that area. That's what it looks like, or that's what this looked like. Okay. Go ahead and continue. And her name is Dr. Inez Cifuentes.
Dr. Inez Cifuentes. Cifuentes is a seismologist.
Seismologist. GIST is gist, like anthropologist.
Seismologist, someone who studies earthquakes. She likes to compare the movements of Earth's plates to boiling milk. When you boil more milk, she says, you get the little surface layer of cream on top that moves and dances around. That's what's going on in the Earth. Expect the Earth's crust is much harder than the layer of cream. As the metal boils, it pushes and pulls the plates above it. It's at the edges of these plates.
It's at the edges. What's the edge? What is an edge? An EDGE. What is an edge?
Surface.
Be more specific. What about the surface? What's the edge? What's the edge of a surface?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'm going to hold up my tablet, okay? My writing tablet here, right? Tell me on this where the edge is. Here's the surface, okay? If I hold it like this is the surface, okay? Where's the edge of it?
The middle of it.
The center of it? Right there? Where my finger's pointing? Is that the edge?
Yes, maybe.
Okay. Give me either yes or no. I don't want any more maybes. No more guessing. What do you think? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, it's no. And that's okay, Bruce. It's okay to make mistakes. The edge is anywhere along the side here, right? If I was walking, my fingers are walking, and I'm right now at the edge. I'm right at the tip, right at the end. If I were to keep going, I'd fall down. Okay, so the edge could be anywhere where that surface ends. It could be on this side, it could be on this side, it could be on this side or this side. Okay, that's the edge. So knowing that now, so we know, now you know, this was a good learning tool for you. Now you know an edge is not the center. It's not the center. Over here is not the edge. Over here is not the edge. It's right where it ends. And it could be any side. Okay? At least on this book, okay? Because it's four-sided. Okay. So when it talks about the edge of the plates here, take a look at this map. And this is the map of the world, right? Of all the countries. This here is where all of where the red dots are. That's really kind of like the edge of all those different continents. Does that kind of make sense? Like we know this is North America, this is United States, right? And where these little red dots are, that's the edge of North America on this side. Okay? And then we see it coming down, which is more, this here is more of Central America, and that connects to South America. Once again, where all these red dots are, that's the edge of those continents. So that's probably where we're going to have earthquakes, because that's where it's all separated, right? It's moving. Here is Ecuador, where I live. And we get earthquakes where this red dot is. This is California over here in North America. Okay, over here. We get earthquakes. That's where I'm from. I was born in California. We get earthquakes. Yeah. But as you can see, over in Florida, which is over here, there's no red dots. They don't get earthquakes there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And go ahead and read that line where it says the white lines, just so you can see that.
The white lines on the map above show plates on Earth's surface. Red dots show where earthquakes have occurred.
Okay, so the red dots are showing where the earthquakes have occurred. And you're over here, right, China? You don't get earthquakes, correct?
Not usually.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't hear of it, of China getting earthquakes. There's a lot of other places too that don't really get it. Okay. Go ahead and read the next part where it says people stare.
People stare at a gigantic crack on a street in Valdivia caused by the 1960 Chilean earthquake.
Yeah, Chilean. And just so you know where that is, that's the country of Chile. Okay, and that's right next to us here in South America. Chile is more of this little finger right here. So you see all those red dots. That's why they have earthquakes. Okay, that's a real small country. Okay, and then you have a really big country here, which is for the most part, this is Argentina. And then the biggest, largest country over here, this whole thing, is Brazil. But as you can see, they really don't have earthquakes there. We don't see those red dots, but Chile and Ecuador, we can get them. Okay, let's continue. And then, as you can see, there's a big deep split there again. Okay, go ahead.
Earth's largest quake, a first-hand account. Dr.
Same thing, her same name, Inez Cifuentes. Inez Cifuentes.
Inez Cifuentes became a seismologist for a very good reason. She had her family lived through the largest recorded earthquake in history. This was the 1960 earthquake that struck
Chile.
Chile.
Yeah.
As Dr.
Cifuentes.
Cifuentes explains, in April 1960, my family moved to Santiago, Chile. Just a few weeks later, on, on the 21st of May, we were woken up by strong shaking. Then, 33 hours later,
Gigantic.
a gigantic earthquake hit the southern part of
Chile.
Chile, and with it, an enormous tsunami.
Oh, that's
About
pronounced, hold on, that's pronounced, the T is silent, and that you probably have heard of before too. It's called a tsunami, and that's the water coming up. Okay, the T is silent, you don't pronounce the T, it's just called a tsunami.
tsunami.
Mhm.
About a year later, we took a trip to the northern end of the earthquake zone, and that's where I saw that the land had actually been raised up a meter or so. I saw these huge changes, and that impressed me, that the Earth could actually do that. Later, a graduate student, I want to know how big that earthquake was, how long it lasted, and whether it was preceded preceded by a slow earthquake. I worked on this problem for 4 years. I was able to calculate that Earth's largest recorded earthquake had a
Magnitude, meaning how strong it was.
magnitude of 9.5. I also confirmed that a slow precursor
Meaning that it's something that happened before, right? Okay, a forerunner.
a forerunner had occurred 15 minutes before the main earthquake. I am very proud of this work.
Okay, so that's just, they're talking about, that's so far supposed to be the largest or the strongest one recorded in history. That happened in 1960, so that was many years ago, but it was very strong, and it was classified as a 9.5, and I believe 10 is the strongest, so we know that's probably really bad. Okay, go ahead.
Whose fault is it? Earth plates crash together, spread apart, and slide against each other. Wherever they do this, they cause breaks in Earth's crust. Seismologists call these break faults. Usually, the blocks of rock on each side of a fault just sit there stuck together. But when enough pressure builds, the two sides of the fault can suddenly shift or slip. This sudden movement releases waves of energy. These waves travel through the earth. We feel them as earthquakes. Most faults do not sleep and cause earthquakes around the globe. However, active faults cause hundreds of earthquakes every day. Most are too small for us to notice. When in a while,
Once in a while.
once in a while, Earth unleashes a whooper.
A whopper, meaning a big one. Okay. And this is kind of giving you a diagram, and it shows you a fault line. The fault is like where we saw those little red dots. Those are probably all fault lines where the earth crusts come together. And that's the one when it shifts, that's what the earthquakes usually will occur down that line. Okay. And just because they move and shift, they don't always cause earthquakes, but many times they do. Okay. Let's take a look at measuring earthquakes.
Measuring earthquakes. Seismologists record earthquakes using machines called seismographs. These measure shaking or ground motion. After an earthquake, scientists read their seismographs.
They're seismographs.
Seismographs. They use the readings to calculate the earthquake size or magnitude.
The magnitude.
Magnitude scales are set up so that each whole number is 10 times larger than the number before it. A magnitude 7 earthquakes.
7.0. 7.0.
7.0 earthquake, for instance, is 10 times larger than magnitude 6.0 quake. Truly giant earthquakes happen about once a year. These are quakes with a magnitude of 8.0 or greater. They occur only on very large faults and can cause severe
destruction.
Severe destruction. Dr. Sifintis explains the only way you can get an earthquake like
the 2011 Japan earthquake.
The 2011 Japan earthquake is where one of Earth's plates is sliding under another one. This is the only kind of place where you have a fault long enough and wide enough to release that kind of energy. Seismologists have the 2011
seismologists gave the 2011.
Seismologists gave the 2011 Japan earthquake a 9.0 magnitude. It was the fourth largest earthquake ever recorded. They believe that the earthquake occurred on a fault more than 150 miles, 250 kilometers long. It shook Japan for 3 to 5 minutes. It was so powerful that it altered the
geography
of the country. Surprisingly, it wasn't the shaking of the ground that did the most damage. A massive wave proved much more destructive.
Okay, and what they're talking about there is like a tsunami, because when you talk about Japan, okay, Japan is basically an island. It's surrounded by water, okay? So when you have an earthquake, that moved so violently. And this was really bad because it shook the ground, everything, buildings, every structure you can think of for 3 to 5 minutes. That's a very long time for the earthquake, the earth moving. And as a result, when it stopped shaking, that caused the water surrounding the island, surrounding Japan. It caused a massive tsunami. So all that water came up on the ground, along the coastline there, but probably really big. In order to, we're going to stop here for a second. Only I know because of class time, but I want to show you just a couple of pictures. I've been doing this lately with some of my students, and I really think it makes a difference. So that way you can actually see pictures of real life things that happened. Okay, so this right here, these are pictures of a tsunami, what it looks like after an earthquake. When you see, I mean, to me, this is really destructive. You take a look at some of this water and all coming in, you can see what it does to the city. And it kills a lot of people. It destroys everything because water is so powerful when it's coming up like this. Take a look at that picture. This is kind of like where it looks like in the ocean, but this is actually another picture here. You look at all these people, look at this water, it's going to come over them. Yeah, this can be it's very, very dangerous. I was trying to see if I could find a picture. Here's another one of what some of these, all the water coming up. Yeah, that kind of just took about that. I want to see if I can find the image in Japan. Okay. Yeah, so here's, if you take a look at these pictures here, look at these cars, look at the boats. It took me away from again. Here we go. Like, look at that picture here. Can you see that one?
Yes.
You see how bad, I mean, this is after an earthquake. And so when this usually happens though in countries where there's earthquakes and there's a lot of water surrounding it, most people right after that will start to evacuate. So after an earthquake and everything shakes and moves, and if you live near water, most people are going to start leaving that whole coast area and start trying to go up to higher ground, so they won't be hurt by it. Now they'll lose property, they'll lose cars, they'll lose houses, they'll lose boats, but the most important thing is that the people are safe. So they try to leave that area right after an earthquake, because 9 times out of 10, there's always going to be a tsunami that follows, because the earth is just not, it's not settled, it's moving. And so, especially that area where the earthquake is. Here's another picture. I mean, you see all this water coming in, you see all these homes, all that water back here is going to eventually, not very long, going to come up, and it's going to hit, or, all these houses and probably take them apart. So it could be, have you ever seen pictures like these? Have you ever seen any photos or pictures like these, Bruce?
I see a earthquake that's from China's photo.
Okay. So you've seen something that's kind of like similar to this, but yeah, I just want to kind of give you, when you read about things, in our classes, and many times, words are words, that's great. And you might have an image of it in your mind. You might think about it and go, okay, I think I know what it kind of looks like. But when you actually really get to view a picture or something of it, or a video or something, it makes more of a realistic view, because you actually can see it, and now you have a better picture of what it looks like. And that's kind of really these are how destructive all these natural disasters can be. So it's just very devastating. And when something like that happens, you have to evacuate, you have to get out. Okay. All right, I just wanted you to kind of see that, just so you have an idea of that. And this is the seismograph. This is what they kind of measure. And as you can see, this paper with all these different lines coming out, that it's measuring how severe that quake was. Okay, and here's another picture of the earthquake in 2011, and this is what it did. If you look at those boats, and they're basically piled up on top of each other. Something that this earthquake caused. It moved so violently and strong, and the water probably came up and pushed them up like that. So we know that's we call that in tsunami, right? So it says tsunami terror. Okay, hey, I know. So the reason I asked you if you were going anywhere, I wasn't going to give you homework, but since you are going to be home, you're not traveling anywhere, I'm going to give you a little homework. Okay, I want you to. I know we talked. Earthquake is a natural disaster, right? An earthquake is one of the natural disasters. I want you to choose. Tsunami is too, right? That's the after effect of an earthquake. I want you to choose any natural disaster. It could also be a tornado. You could talk about a hurricane, whatever. But I want you to choose one natural disaster, and I want you to write about it. Give me a paragraph, at least one paragraph about some natural disaster. Okay.
Teacher.
Yeah.
One kind of or.
No, not all of them. Just pick one. Just pick one natural disaster, and I want you to do a little research and tell me about it. Okay, what the natural disaster is, how it's caused. What are some things that it does? Where does it occur? Something like that. Okay.
Okay.
It could be whatever, and like I said, whatever you want. You just choose one. Okay, and we'll stop here. We're not gonna. Only because we're going to go into reading and writing next week, but we'll stop here when we come back in a week in 2 weeks. We'll come back here to tsunami when we're talking about the literature anthology. But next week we'll go into the reading and writing. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any last minute questions, Bruce, before we go? None. Okay. Well, hey, have a great weekend, and I know you're going to start your holiday on the 1st, so. Have fun with that as well, but I'll see you next week. Okay.
Okay.
All right. All right. Good job today. All right. Bye, Bruce.
Goodbye, teacher.
Okay.